Hey guys, as always, thanks for stopping by. This one's going to be a doozy. I'm going to open with something I rarely if ever say. If you can you stick around until the very end? I think you'll find that hopefully the final point matters for all of us. Hey, this episode is brought to you by my favorite gun belts. Yeah, you know what they are. It's Blue Alpha Gear, lifetime warranty, and they'll resize if you gain or lose weight. Huge selection, but I recommend the Hybrid Cobra. All of them are on Amazon. There's a link right down below. Okay, we need to talk about Virginia. Yeah, it's bad, and I know that we all know that it's bad. But yesterday, it got real, and the rubber has met the road. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to tell you where I see things, and then at the end, I'm going to have a question of the day for all y'all. First, I want to show you something cool. On the day of the Virginia rally, the one in Richmond, the mainstream media, they did their best to show you the small crowds. Most of the pics were groups of 50s and 100s. Well, this pic surfaced this week, and boy, oh boy, is it good to see. Now, if you've been living under a rock, the short version is that in the last couple election cycles, Virginia was flooded with money from the tiny dancer, Mini Mike Bloomberg. Yeah, I know, a lot of Virginians didn't vote. It was bad. And Virginia now has a leftist supermajority. Governor Blackface has unequivocally launched an anti-gun platform, and he has the freedom-hating communists in the state legislature who are all right on board with him. Y'all know this. And a bunch of bills have been written and sent to committee. And that's important. There are 8 total anti-gun bills that are in committee during this current 60-day legislative session. And today, we are only talking about one, and that's House Bill 961. This is the one folks are calling the assault weapons ban. This bill was introduced by a moron, Mark Levine. I've covered him. You will not believe how out of touch this guy is. I'll put a link right up there to that vid. You need to see it if you haven't. Last month, Bill 961, it went to the House Committee on Public Safety. And yesterday, this bill was voted on by the committee, 12-4 and 9 against. So that bill will now move to the House floor. But it was not without incident. There were citizens at the committee yesterday at the meeting. They got out of hand just a little bit, and before the vote happened, Capitol Security had to clear the entire room. Yep, citizens were removed from the meeting because they were shouting down the committee, and to that, I say good for those boys. I need to be clear on this. A lot of news agencies, CNN, are not sharing this next part. The original bill, House Bill 961, was a sweeping assault weapons ban, like scorched earth ban of all semi-automatic rifles and pistols, bans of silencers, trigger activators. We're talking about a ban of the ownership, sale, transfer, transportation, the whole thing, of just about everything but Paw Paw's shotgun. Bottom line, 961 was bad. But one of the things that committees do is they can change and amend bills. And over the last month, that's what the Committee on Public Safety did. They amended this bill. There's still a lot in it. But as it stands, and what is headed to the House floor is a ban on the sale of assault weapons, a ban on suppressors, and a ban on all magazines over 12 rounds. So it's less than the original bill. Now, don't hear me saying that this is a victory. It's not. It's still unconstitutional and devastating to the law-abiding citizens of the Commonwealth. I just want all of us to be informed that the bill has changed. That's a typical move of the progressives to try and push an elephant down our throats and then negotiate down to a smaller or lesser evil. And that's what this is. They aim for the stars, but they still get the moon. And the same thing is going on in Washington. While AOC and the squad of traitors literally aim to tear down the republic, they get our attention, and then over there, the more moderate communists, they chip away in smaller degrees at our freedom. And that's how I see what's happened with Bill 961. They tried to ban ownership, but they got the ban of sales and magazines. Now remember, this is only one of 8 bills. There's more coming. Y'all have asked me repeatedly what I think's going to happen. Well, that one's easy. These people who hate middle America have a supermajority. The bill will pass on the House floor. Governor Blackface will sign it, and the citizens will overnight become criminals. Now, Every episode, a bunch of folks say, hey, where's Trump in all this? Why doesn't he come in and just stop it? Now, I'm not chasing that one today. We may do it another day. But the short version is that's not how the executive branch of the federal government works. What is going to happen is a whole plethora of lawsuits. Rest assured, those lawsuits are coming. Now, after the Richmond rally back on MLK Day, a lot of folks got upset. Some of y'all. I had a boatload of viewers that typed out right down there that the entire rally was a waste of time, that the time for talk is over. Arm yourselves and take to the streets, they said, tar and feathers. And to be clear, I think all of that is just talk, at least in 2020. It's just internet tough guys on their keyboards. But let me tell you where I am on this one, Bill 961. And maybe not just that one, but the other 8 as well. People are going to be hurt because of these laws, and I don't mean emotionally. I'm not chasing it today, but there are going to be incidents because of these 8 bills. And when they go into effect, probably next January 1, there is going to be trouble. Now let me emphasize this next point. The rally in Richmond, and maybe exponentially more important, the Second Amendment sanctuary movement from the last fall and this winter, and the ongoing awareness by the citizens and the support from men and women like you from all over the country. Ooh, and this one gives me chills. All of the elected sheriffs in Virginia who have said that they will not enforce jack squat. These are the elements that make up the great how. How is Virginia going to fight this? All of these great things coming together. It's going to get the manpower and the support for the Republican legislators down the road and the funds needed to fight in court to get these bills repealed. There's a fight coming, both physical and legislative. And I don't think I'm just being dramatic here. This is how democracy works. And here we go. Every time that I mention the word democracy, there's a bunch of y'all that bang away down below telling me that we're not a democracy. Yeah, I know we're a constitutional republic. I get it. Save your words. But we still have, and I find this very democratic, we have the ability to allow our voices to be heard. So, vigilance. Again, these laws are going to pass. Virginia is headed into a dark time. So now what? Well, I do know that there are constitutional lawyers that are, as we speak, sharpening their swords. And I know that the people of Virginia, they ain't happy, and that's what's going to matter in the days ahead. But as for today, let me ask you, what do you think? You can leave me a comment down below and tell me where you stand. But here is where I stand. I woke up this morning with 3 words on my heart. They're on my mind as well. And I hope these 3 words, I hope you have them down in your soul. I know a lot of you do. And you have them down in your DNA, and that you take courage from and action towards these words. Shall not comply. I'm Johnny. Let freedom ring.